From the shores of Lake Erie, Buffalo's skyline looks sparkling. But for those in outlying, rural communities of Erie County, Shared Mobility has developed a shared ride volunteer transportation program.
And one of the challenges we identified was that older adults and people with disabilities, specifically in rural areas and in the sprawling suburbs here, didn't have a lot of transportation options to get around.
Shared Mobility staff experienced an aha moment when it realized it could help older adults and people with disabilities get where they want and need to go by working with volunteer drivers from the Volunteer Transportation Center.
What there is there's a lot of people in rural America who are willing to give their time to help people.
The population for volunteer drivers usually is retired senior citizens. So that's kind of the market that we try to target. I'm out in the community searching out these kind of folks.
A 2018 National Aging and Disability Transportation Center poll found that older adults and people with disabilities have difficulty finding transportation in their communities. This is due to a lack of affordable and accessible transportation options. To address this issue and to help identify innovative solutions that could be used in other parts of the country, the National Aging and Disability Transportation Center awarded a grant to Buffalo's Shared Mobility. The challenge to connect volunteer drivers to older adults and people with disabilities who need transportation to medical appointments in Erie County and Buffalo. With the support provided by NADTC funding, Shared Mobility is working with the Volunteer Transportation Center to develop a volunteer driver system. The first step, outreach.
I've gone to county fairs. I've set up at a local grocery store, set a table up in the lobby. I let them come to me and ask the questions, and I know they're interested. We go through the orientation process with them. They fill out an application online or in person or mailed. We do a complete background check with DMV and criminal history, and once we get that back, we sit them down with an orientation. Then if I feel like they're a little leery about it, I'll assign them a trip and then accompany them on the trip just to make them feel a little bit more comfortable and kind of learn the ropes before they are set off on their own.
They're not there because they need a job. They're choosing to be there, and they're providing a ride to somebody that has no other option. The experience, 99% of the time is just outstanding. They really have a human connection. The culture that you create and the bonds that you create with the volunteers is what makes the whole thing work.
People can say, yeah, I am a good Samaritan, but I love what I do, and it gives me a little chance to get out, move around, and enjoy other people's company, because otherwise I'd be at home alone.
Today, Rita Filowick helps out Cheryl Smith, who needs physical therapy after surgery.
I was going through cab companies, and they would be a no-show or show up extremely late to where I'd miss my appointment. I'd have to reschedule. So I ended up going with VTC, and they actually call me the night before. They make sure I know my driver's name. My driver calls me that morning or texts me and tells me that they're on their way or they're here at my house.
Lori Smith has cerebral palsy, and for her, transportation is critical. She has a limited income and relies on the free ride services provided by Shared Mobility.
Say your insurance isn't going to pay for that transportation, or like, for instance, I also do a wellness program right now for physical therapy, which is not covered by my insurance. So I have to find personal rides to get there, and that can be a problem. I'm here to tell you that this program is good. It makes you feel like you can be a member of society. You just don't have to be, shut in or shut out.
And we hope that as we build a bigger volunteer base, that begins to snowball. We have 5 volunteers, turns into 10, turns into 15, because everyone we've had volunteers so far has had a very positive experience, and we want to keep that going.
Thanks to NADTC funding, Shared Mobility has achieved success and learned valuable lessons along the way through community cooperation. The goal, to help other communities across America implement similar transportation innovations.